and children, and so much more. Now, it's crucial to approach these subjects with empathy and understanding. These issues often intertwine with societal norms and can lead to tough conversations. It is important to create a safe space for dialogue where individuals can share their experiences without fear or judgment. I am Jumai Manson. Join me every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on the program Inside Today on Global Television. Is the love, devotion, and loyalty one has towards their country. It inspires citizens to contribute to national growth, uphold values, and protect the nation's integrity. However, in today's world, patriotism faces several challenges and complex realities. One major challenge is political corruption and poor leadership, which often weaken citizens' trust and pride in their country. Many people struggle to remain patriotic when they feel excluded from the benefits of national development, ethnic, religious, and regional divisions. Also threaten unity, making national loyalty secondary to group identity. Now, another reality is the influence of globalization, which exposes people to diverse cultures and ideals, sometimes diluting national pride. Additionally, economic hardship, unemployment, and social injustice can lead to disillusionment, especially among the youth, who may feel disconnected from the vision of national building. Now, true patriotism, therefore, goes beyond singing the national anthem or displaying the flag. It requires active citizenship, accountability, and collective effort to build a nation where fairness, justice, and equality thrive. The challenge lies in transforming patriotic feelings into genuine actions that promote progress and unity. Hello and welcome to Inside Today. I am Jumai Manson. I am being joined by Mr. Prince Dickson. He is a human capital engineer. And today we're going to delve into the topic patriotism, challenges, and realities. Do not go anywhere. Stay tuned. You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is Inside Today on Global Television. And today it's all about patriotism, the challenges, and yes, the realities. And like I mentioned before, I am not doing it alone. I have a very good friend of mine, no other person than Prince Dickson. And of course, he is a human capital engineer. And of course, good afternoon, Prince. How are you doing today?
Thank you so much, Jumai. I'm doing fine.
Now, I want to put you on the spot. Now, the first question I want to ask is, are you patriotic?
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. If you know what I'm doing. At least national cake is one sign everyone knows that is a symbol of patriotism.
Okay, I'm going to delve into that. But really, is patriotism all about singing the national anthem, or when I see something on the road, I pick it up, or I defend my country? In this hardship in which I find myself when it comes to unemployment, remember, we have to stay patriotic. unemployment is there, high cost of living, high cost of transportation, all of these things combined, I still need to be patriotic.
Yeah. Well, first of all, you have to see patriotism as a relationship. It's not a follow come. I think that's a mistake most people make.
Okay.
People think because you're born into Nigeria, so you must be patriotic about Nigeria. That's some of the expectations. And truly, that's usually not true. Patriotism is a form of relationship. It's a form of engagement. It's a belief system between a person and a country. And so it comes with a lot of things. It comes with some kind of connection with the country. It comes in terms of finding meaning in that country. It comes in terms of anchoring your vision in the country such that in the growth of that country, you are also seeing your growth. As the country moves, you know you're moving. So to a large extent, it's like a relationship between a husband and wife. You know that this, because the country is getting better, I am getting better. That is how the relationship of patriotism is. So it needs to be watered. It's a very sensitive thing. It needs to be watered. It needs to be cared for. Sometimes it needs to be taught before you really start talking about patriotism. I think the mistake we make in this part of the world, we believe that patriotism is a given. Simply because you come into Nigeria, it simply means you're patriotic. No, you have to be taught through history. You have to be taught in your culture. You have to be taught in your education. You have to be taught in leadership, in everything. You just have to embody the meaning of patriotism. Otherwise, most people don't know how to be patriotic.
Well, let me ask you a question. How can I be patriotic when there's so much going on in the country?
Okay, like I said.
But I want to mention something, Prince. How can I be patriotic when it's hard? When it comes to fees, when it comes to house rent, when it comes to, as a man now, you understand, you're that gender. You're that gender. How can I be patriotic when he has so much going on? How can he be patriotic when he doesn't even know where his next meal will come from? How can he be patriotic when there's so much unemployment? He doesn't even have a job. He needs a means of survival. How can he be patriotic? And then that's for the man now for the woman. How can she be patriotic when she goes to the market and she goes with 10,000 naira, she comes back with only one polythene bag with little or nothing inside? How can she be patriotic when she cannot, cook, in a convenient environment because high cost of living is so much, they have to go beneath their means? How? Yes. Explain it to us, Mr. National Cake.
These are very valid questions, and I think that's why he has said that he needs to be educated. It's like saying, how can a woman be patriotic? How can a woman believe in her marriage when they're having challenges? It's like saying, how can the man believe in his marriage when they're having challenges? That's basically what we've discussed.
Exactly.
And that was why I said the emphasis is to the level to which you understand. The first thing you must understand about patriotism is that patriotism is not tied to the comfort of the nation.
But it has something to do with my mindset.
Yes, that's what I want to explain now. Patriotism is tied to the vision of a country. That's the difference now. It's tied to the fact that today might not be good, but I know leaders are working hand in hand to make it better. So which means I can be hopeful, right?
Yes.
It means that today might not be good, but tomorrow will be better. So in the midst of what you explain in terms of the market price is going high, I know that there are people committed to make sure that this country get better. Prices of food will drop. I'm very sure that because I don't have a job today, there are a lot of people involved in making sure jobs are available. So you see, those hope is what comes. That's why I call it a relationship.
Yes,
it's an engagement now. The more you have confidence that the country is going somewhere, you see the vision of the country, you see effort being put in place to make sure all of these challenges are being mitigated, then you can have the confidence to say, I might not have the food on my table today, but I know tomorrow will be better. I might not have a job today, tomorrow will be better. The prices of food might be high, but tomorrow will be better. That hope is what keeps you tied and makes you patriotic.
Fantastic. Now let's talk about our young people now. Now, how can young people how can they be inspired to develop genuine love and commitment for genuine love, commitment, and of course leadership style when it comes to Nigeria?
I think the first challenge we have when we talk about young people is that we speak about young people from a very hypocritical perspective, which personally I find very disturbing. If you ask young people to believe in Nigeria, the first thing you will ask is the generation before the young people. Did they display themselves as those who believe in Nigeria? For instance, now, in practice, I can tell you, one of the most, for me, I rate it as the greatest tragedy in Nigeria is you see someone occupying a Nigerian position, I mean at the public space, right? Then you see someone holding Nigerian passport. Then you see someone earning money from Nigeria, from the taxes Nigerians are paying, enjoying all the goodies Nigerians are making. But at the end of the day, you see the person telling you, I don't believe in Nigeria.
But he's enjoying so much in Nigeria.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the greatest tragedy Nigeria has. Now, so you have young people who are looking at these older ones and thinking that they will model the love of the country. But these older ones are not modeling the love of the country. You can't put the burden on the young people easily. Because you see, to build a country, well, presently in Nigeria, you need the wisdom and the honesty of the old. You need the creativity and the energy of the young. And then you need the innocence of the unborn. You need to put all of them together. Why is it necessary? The older one are going to tell you the mistakes we made so far that has put us where we are, where we have not achieved that national power and pride we're supposed to have. The younger people will get that clarity from the old people who are honest and pick that clarity and start developing idea, innovation, creativity to solve that thing. But already the young ones already are involved in the system. So what do? When they create a solution, it is the unborn now that has not been fully corrupted that will pick that clarity and make something out of it. Chama, I can tell you of a truth. Call any elderly person you know today in Nigeria. Ask them one honest, painful question. What is the vision of Nigeria? You find it very difficult. Most of them don't know. Where will Nigeria be in the next 50 years? Most of them can't tell. You're a journalist. Try it. Just walk up into some elders, ask them, where will Nigeria be in the next 50 years? You see, some of them will tell you, it's a difficult question.
But let me just beg to differ. I think the reason why it's so difficult is because everyone has this mindset of saying the negative. Because when you ask people, I think finding a patriotic person or for individuals to have that, to be patriotic in their country is rare. Because you find out that a lot of people will tell you they see beyond the country, beyond the hope in which you mentioned. They see what is happening now, high cost of living. They see high cost of transportation. They see unemployment, high electricity tariff, high subs, all of these things. And that's why when you tell someone, where do you see Nigeria in the next 50? Someone will say, we don't know where we are going.
Now, for the young one, it's okay. For the young one, it's understandable.
Oh, you know the older one. Some people tell you, we don't know where we are going. Those sort of words. It's so unacceptable.
It's unacceptable. That's what I'm trying to say. The major challenge we're having is that the older one are not even clear of what they are doing. And that's the complication the younger one are facing. The younger one are trying to ask themselves, the older ones that are in front, who we call leaders and elders, or sometimes elder statesmen, have not been able to define Nigeria beyond the 4 years and 8 years of politics. Because ideally, every country is supposed to say, in the next 50 years, this is where we're going to be.
Exactly.
In the next 100 years, this is
where we're going to be. Where we are now.
If you have that knowledge and insight as a young person, you know that even if today is challenging, tomorrow will be better. But the challenge we have is that most of the older ones, not all, there are a few who are clear about where we're heading to, but most of the older ones, to be honest, don't have that clarity.
But let me ask you, before we go on a very quick break now, Dixon, is it because people see what is happening now, that this is the reality check? A lot of things are going on and all of that. People are finding it really hard. The struggle is real and all of that. That is why people have that sort of...
as in hopelessness, if you like.
Exactly.
No, it's the problem of vision. Life has a problem. Life has a law. Anytime there is no vision, people are hopeless. Anytime you see hopelessness, the problem is visionless. Nothing more, nothing else. So oftentimes, because we don't have people that have been able to craft something very clear in the next 50 years, that's why the younger ones are feeling, where are we heading to? Exactly. So if we are not heading anywhere, the next thing, let me just look for a visa.
And JAPA.
Do you understand? The whole essence of JAPA is because of, we have not been able, look, Juma as a person, let's be honest, sometimes you go through your own challenges, but you know where you're heading to in life. So the challenges don't stop you from saying,
Exactly.
you know that I'm heading somewhere.
And you know there's a light at the end of the
Thank
tunnel.
you. Now that is the challenge we're having so far.
We do not have
The
that.
greatest, yes, we don't have that clarity of where are we going to be in the next 50 years. And there's a reason for that.
And can I just interject, and please, Prince, we do not have that clarity, and we're not even positive or hopeful on where we're going, right?
No, you can't be hopeful to know where.
That's the mindset of people. They don't have that hope. Like
Yes,
you said.
that's where there's no
Yeah.
hope. And you know, there is a reason. The truth is that there's a reason. Do you know why?
Why?
We don't know our history. That's the problem. Because the rule is that if you don't know your history, how can you then know your future? You need to know where you're coming from. Then you can know where you're heading to. The challenge with us is that we don't know our history. And I believe that's why the president of recent, decided to bring history back as a curriculum.
Yeah, which is
But I have a problem with that. As a curriculum, the mistake we are making is that it's the young people that need history. But the older ones who are taking decision now, making policies, don't even know the history of Nigeria. I can tell you one for sure now. I will ask you one on air now, in practice. Do you know the center of Nigeria?
I want to pretend as if you didn't ask me that question. So let's keep talking.
Okay, fine. I want you to take your mic, go and camera, go to offices, meet ministers, meet permanent secretaries and directors serving Nigeria. Ask them, do you know the spiritual center of Nigeria? The geographical center of Nigeria, where if you come from every direction in Nigeria,
You meet at that
is
point.
where you don't be. Do they know? They don't. That's what I'm telling you.
I want to pretend you didn't ask me that question. But you know what? It's all about patriotism, the challenges and reality. And you said something about history. We should all go and, find out so we can be inspired.
Yes, because when you go back, you know our strength. Then we now see how can improve the strength. You will know the weakness, then you know how to walk down the weakness, you understand? But you need to know where we are coming from. Most people think Nigeria emanated from 1914.
Truly.
But that's not true. There are people, you look, let's not get it, let's not mix the whole thing. 1914 was where Britain, in terms of giving it a name, say it was Nigeria, right?
Yes.
Fine. But before then, we were neighbors. Before then, we were trading. We lived one with each other. Before then, Edo State, for instance, had one of the best architecture in the world. Before then, there are parts in the Middle Belt that have some of the best leadership principles in the world. But you see, we don't know. And because we don't know what to celebrate. And because we don't even know what to speak much about.
Or tell our children.
And tell our children. Most times, one of the lie we live it when they say Nigeria have a lot of differences. Can I dare you again? Tell me, what are the differences in Nigeria?
Maybe they're just looking at the different states, cultures, and bringing it together.
Okay, fine. If you say the different states and culture, let's start with food, one of the basic.
Yeah.
Go to Yamisi today and you see an Abdul tell Yamisi, put amala for me, and it's eating amala very well. Go there, you see an Igbo man tell you, give me amala. Because they are cross-eating, cross-enjoying. That same thing you see that differences have become our strength. It's offering us what we call variety. We're having a bigger dish now. One of the reasons why fashion in Nigeria is going global is because we are mixing our cultures from different places. You see some people take ashoke from the west, right? And make a dancing gift that looks like in the north. So at the end of the day, you have
a mixture of both.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. At the end, it's not strength, it's aesthetics, it's beauty, it's class, it's culture. Why? Because we brought our strength together. That's what I'm saying. We tend to forget that we were erroneously educated to hate each other. Why? Because the logic is simple. If you can help brothers to quarrel and fight, you can always take their resources. So while we are busy abusing each other, we are losing. Look at some of the beautiful things you'll see, whether in terms of clothes, let's go about in terms of food, in terms of relationships. People are traveling. People from Port Harcourt, River State, Calabar, Akwa Ibom are traveling to Arugungu Festival to enjoy it. People from Maiduguri are going to Calabar Carnival. It tells you, look, we can coexist. We have been coexisting. We are neighbors. We've been doing business together. So why do we have this so much noise about that we are different?
Okay. All right. Now, of course, like I mentioned before, Prince Dickson, he is a human capital engineer. And we're talking about patriotism, the challenges and realities. Let's go on a very quick break. Insight Today continues shortly. Stay tuned. You're just tuning in. This is Inside Today on Global Television, talking about patriotism and, of course, the challenges and realities. And I'm not doing it alone. I have Prince Dickson here. He's a human capital engineer. Now, thank you so much, Prince, for being a part of the program. Let's talk briefly about the national cake. I know it only takes someone who is patriotic about Nigeria that will bring up something of that sort of nature. What's that all about?
Yeah, for me, national cake is still part of the journey we're talking about. I've been thinking to see how do you teach patriotism, right? And if you reduce the whole of Nigerian problem into one word or two words, I think you hear the word national cake. Why? Because on the average, most people feel I want to come and eat my share and all, right?
Yeah.
But let's go back to the history, originally, how it started. You know, after the war, Gowon at that point in time was making a statement, and then he now said that he's trying, if you remember the 3 R's, what you call reconstruction and the rest of them. So he was trying to rebuild the system. In trying to speak, he now said that even in rebuilding the system, most people might think our problem is finance and resources.
True.
That people shouldn't be bothered, because that was after oil was discovered. So we had a lot of cash. So people shouldn't be bothered that we have a lot of money. The problem now is how to allocate it judiciously. However, what most people got to hear and they kept up to date is that we have money. The problem is how to spend it. And that was the beginning of the concept of national cake. Because we have so much, we are not thinking of producing, we are not thinking of baking, we are just thinking of consumption. And so from that day on, the average Nigerian start thinking of Nigeria as a place you come and take. You come and take.
Without giving back.
Don't bother about giving back. Just keep taking. Keep taking. So you see someone going to the ministry and you ask the person, oh, you've gotten a job in the ministry. Why are you going there? The next thing they will tell you, when you get there, you can always have time to do something else. Which means the person is not thinking about productivity. The person is not thinking about value. Then you have people who come into offices. The whole essence of the geopolitical zone, most of them are skewed towards the concept of the national cake. So we hear political discussions such as, this is not your turn. Calm down. When it is your turn, you can come on board. You see things about opposition. When you are discussing, you hear, look, opposition, calm down. Let's finish consuming. When we consume, you can come. You see things that have to do that. Even what you call meritocracy, for which most people are talking about today. The problem of meritocracy is that you don't need an expert and a skilled person to come and join you in consuming. If you're consuming, you're consuming. You don't need an expert, right? So to that level, we don't pay attention to people who will bring value to the table. We only pay attention that it is our own turn to consume. Now, with that kind of mindset, where is growth? Where is productivity? How can we advance the nation when consistently we have consumed to the point that we now consume ourselves into debt? Our issue now is to find our way out of debt. Now, this is what sums up Nigeria. So I was thinking that one of the best things I could do is help rephrase people's mindset, change their mind from seeing national cake as consumption to shared responsibility, to say you can eat any kind of cake you want to eat, but let's bake it first. Come from the north, come from the south and the east and west. Let us bake the cake. After we bake, we eat. But don't come with the mindset that you're coming to consume.
When you have
not even you've not put work on the table. Actually, that is where my journey of national cake began. And so for that, I've been at the forefront, canvassing for us to change that mindset from a consumption mentality, that's what national cake, to national cake being a shared value system where everybody can get whatever they need to get, however, by contributing.
Fantastic. Wow. Thank you so much, Prince Dickson. Of course, he is a human capital engineer. And of course, he's here. We spoke about patriotism. It's very important, really. Thank you so much for being a part of Insight today.
Thank you so much. I'm also grateful always for Global TV.
All right. Now, in conclusion, we should note that patriotism remains a vital force for national unity and progress, but it must go beyond emotions to meaningful actions. Now, despite the challenges of inequality, corruption, divided loyalties, true patriotism calls for responsibility, integrity, and collective effort towards building a just and prosperous nation. Now, when citizens and leaders alike embrace honesty, service, and accountability, patriotism becomes not just a feeling, but a powerful tool for transformation and national renewal. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you so much, Prince Dixon, who is a human capital engineer.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you also much for being a part of Insight today. And from Prince and I, we say
Bye-bye.
bye.
Human angle topic on family, marriage, peer pressure, drug and substance abuse, societal issues, women and children, and so much more. Now, it's crucial to approach these subjects with empathy and understanding. These issues often intertwine with societal norms and can lead to tough conversations. It is important to create a safe space for dialogue where individuals can share their experiences without fear or judgment. I am Jumai Manson. Join me every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on the program Insight Today on Global Television.